May 5th was Canada-Netherlands Friendship Day, a powerful reminder of the strong and lasting bond between our two nations. To mark the 80th anniversary of the Netherlands' liberation by Canadian troops in World War II, Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed made the trip to Apeldoorn in the Netherlands, which is one of Burlington's twin cities. I caught up with the returning mayor this morning to get her takeaways from the excursion.
It was actually life-changing, and it was the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Holland in World War II by Canadian troops. We had some veterans on the plane with us. That was enormously special, but I got to meet some of the veterans. There were about 23 veterans that flew over from Canada that fought in that battle. I mean, it's just, nothing makes it more real than that. And Burlington has a direct connection, of course. We had, there are 7 Burlington residents who are buried in cemeteries in the Netherlands. And, it was an opportunity to reflect, to celebrate the end of that war and the Canadian role in it. So there were a number of commemoration ceremonies, and then they have a liberation festival. And what really struck me was how they involve youth in all of that. And that's critically important because, before too long, we won't have anybody who lived through that to tell those stories. So it's really up to us to continue to remember and recognize that we can never take freedom for granted. And, we have to fight for what we believe in. And, it was interesting, this whole nonsense talk from the United States about the 51st state, Canada being the 51st state came up, and of course Ukraine. I mean, it's very present for them. This is how world wars started in the past: is threatening aggression on other sovereign territories. So it was very interesting. And then we also had opportunity, of course, as we always do, to discuss, how they do things. How do they handle public transit and growth around their train stations and their city centers? So we had a tour, several walking tours. And I was really struck in one case by how they're really trying to make it pedestrian and bike. They have 8 bike storage facilities to their 4 or 5 car parking garages, by the way, just 1,200 spaces for bikes in their largest one near the train station. But they turned a surface parking lot in their downtown into a park. It's beautiful. And so they're really trying to reduce the predominance of auto travel. That you can still get around in the city center by car, but they're really trying to balance that out. So these are some of the learnings that we have taken back. There's a lot more, but those were some of the things that stood out.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, it is a twin city. This is one of the reasons why the relationship is there, to learn from each other. So it's great that you were able to go over there for the ceremony and also maybe pick up a few things that you could bring home to the city of Burlington. Now, while you were away, though, there were some trees that were cut down at Millcroft. There is a full-on investigation going on here, but clearly anytime a tree is cut down, people get very, very angry. And we're not talking little spigots here. These were trees that had a lot of years behind them. They're gone. What's happening more on the Millcroft situation here?
Right. So, we share, anytime a tree comes down, even if it's because it's diseased or damaged, it's a sad moment for all of us. We love our trees. And so I certainly, had many residents reach out to me, and we did look into what was happening. And that's, the city has launched an investigation. So that will run its course. But the city has been advocating for that green space. As soon as we got our, all the information in front of us, we said, no, this is not where we want development. Council has been unanimous in that. And it went to the Ontario Land Tribunal, as folks know. The tribunal approved the development over and against the wishes of council, the wishes of the community. And for the past year or so, we on council, and particularly the ward councillor and myself, Angelo Bentavania, have been advocating to the province to put a minister's zoning order to retain the original zoning here, which is parks and open space. That's what we think it should be. That's what it has always been. We can meet our housing targets without developing this space. And so we have been advocating to the province to step in. The former Minister of Housing, Paul Calandra, did not want to do that. We appealed to the premier, and then of course there was an election and there's a new minister, Minister Flack. We have communicated with him, sent him very detailed documentation, sent him the original request for the MZO, and are asking both him and the premier to step in and save this green space. And time's running out, as we saw. And with the work that was happening and the trees coming down, that's a sign that we're running out of time here, and we really need their help. It is out of the city's hands. We've done everything we can, and of course, separately, we'll address the issue of the tree cutting.